Hey guys, David here. So I've been living in Seoul for around 1 month now, and while I'm still kinda new here, I think I got a good general impression about how things work here. And I thought, why not sharing it with you? Well, of course, living in Korea has a lot of advantages. For example, the fast internet. There's a lot of stuff that it's not so good and a little bit inconvenient. And I thought, I just share my impressions. For this list, keep some things in mind. First of all, this is my impression, my opinion. I didn't research anything of what I'm going to say. If you have a different impression, just keep it for yourself, or if you want to share it, then post it in the comments. Second point, this list is completely unordered. Just because something comes before some other point doesn't mean it's more important or less important. It's just part of this list. Third point, as I said in the beginning, this is my impression. If you disagree, then just keep it for yourself, okay? So first point, and something that's really bothering me. Koreans don't use deodorant. When I first heard this, I was like, okay, Koreans don't sweat, whatever, I still can use it, right? But because Koreans don't use deodorant, it is extremely hard to buy it. If you go to stores, there is no deodorant. If you go to cosmetic stores, there's no deodorant as well. I think of all stores I went to, I only found one store which sells deodorant, and this to absolutely overpriced conditions. There was only one brand, and this one brand was available for 10 bucks. 10 bucks for a deodorant. I mean, if I go to Germany for 10 bucks, I can probably buy 10 bottles of cheap deodorant. But not in Korea, of course. So what I'm going to do about this, next time when I go abroad to Japan or to Germany or somewhere else, I will buy a hell lot of deodorant because I really don't want to spend 10 bucks for a single can of deodorant. It's just too much. Point number 2, something that's more bothering me personally, is there are no metal keys in Korea. All doors to apartments here are either PIN code protected or use a card like this. Yes, this card is the key to my apartment. If you have this card, you can go into my apartment. I don't know, everyone tells me these are so safe and absolutely secure, and if I lose this card I will never be able to enter my apartment ever again. But honestly, I'm a software engineer myself and I know how simple it is to copy NFC tags. I don't believe that. I think this card is not a big difference, and if you have the right reader you can just make a copy of it. But then again, you could do that with a key as well, I think. Anyway, my landlord told me this is so secure, never ever lose it, but I'm pretty sure there's either a general PIN code for my apartment door or a general master key card which can still enter my door, so I just feel a little bit unsafe with just these cards. Just my personal opinion. Number 3, and because we were just talking about cards, next one is about credit cards. If you have a foreign credit card, you cannot buy much. You can buy in offline stores nearly everything, but if you go to online, they all require you to have a Korean credit card. They don't accept Visa or Master, they just want a Korean credit card. And me, I currently don't have a Korean bank account yet, so I cannot buy anything. Literally nothing. If I want to buy something online, I have to ask a friend and give her the money, and then she buys something for me, and it's just really bothering. Why can they not just accept Visa and MasterCards? Then I would not have any problem. I mean, if you go to a convenience store, I can buy everything I want, but online, not. Just a knockback for me and something that's really bothering me, personally. Number 4, and slightly related with what I just said, is online banking and the general internet in Korea. Well, everyone says internet in Korea is so modern, you have this incredible fast speeds. Everything here is optimized on Internet Explorer. I don't know if you're probably not a software engineer, but Internet Explorer is a really bad browser, or considered to be a really bad browser. And I don't use Windows, so I cannot really use Internet Explorer, and because of that, most pages don't really work for me, most Korean pages. Because they either look weird or they have not the functionality they should have. For example, most shopping pages, if you want to check out something and you put it in your cart and you click the button, hey, add to my basket, then a pop-up will pop up and tells you, hey, sorry, you need to use Internet Explorer, otherwise you cannot use the site. Usually they tell you this after you went through the whole checkout process. You're like at the 5th page where you have to press the final submit button. And then they tell you, sorry, you need Internet Explorer, which is incredible annoying, I think, in my opinion. And this brings me to point number 5, which is the Windows dominance in Korea. Everything here requires Internet Explorer and therefore requires Windows. I use a Mac myself, so I don't have Windows. I cannot use most of the stuff here because they require to install a hell lot of plugins. If you want to buy something, they start to execute like 4 different plugins on your computer to make sure all your online banking went fine and whatever. And I don't like using Windows, and I will not use Windows, so I'm pretty much boned here, and I cannot do much. Because of that, I had to install a Windows machine on my MacBook, which is extremely ugly and takes a hell lot of space. But if I don't do that, then I cannot do anything here. Literally nothing on the internet, which is extremely, extremely annoying. Believe me. Number 6, and something I mentioned in one of my previous videos, is something that I just cannot deal with, which are toilets in Korea. If you watched my other videos, or if you know about Korea, in Korea you cannot flush toilet paper. Or in Seoul you cannot flush toilet paper. Why? Because the sewer system in Seoul is very old and tubes, I think, are very thin, and because of that they cannot deal with toilet paper. So everywhere you go you have a little metal trash bin next to your toilet full with disgusting toilet paper where you still see the shit of other people on it, and it's just really, really disgusting. I personally don't use these bins myself. In my apartment I don't have a bin, my toilet is over there. Because I just think this is disgusting. Imagine you invite your friend over and like the person goes to your toilet and then they see this big bin full of toilet paper with shit on it and they immediately know that it's your shit. I don't know, for me this is extremely awkward and just disgusting, and I mean I don't want to have the same situation when I go to my other friends. Like go to their toilet and think, oh hey, there's a bin full of shit from my friend. No. So I'm usually flushing toilet paper, just a little bit, and then I flushed, and next little bit, and then I flush again. Because first of all, I don't want it to clog, but secondly, I just don't want to have a bin full of toilet paper next to my toilet. It is just something I cannot deal with. I mean, many people in Korea can, I can't. Just make sure your toilet doesn't clog, I guess. Number 7, and we're slowly approaching the end of this list, is traffic. Traffic in Seoul is incredible, dangerous. I constantly, every time I go out, every time I go somewhere, I have this fear of getting either hit by a car or hit by a motorcycle. Why is it like this? I don't know. Are there traffic rules in Seoul? I honestly don't know. Apparently they are, but I don't see many people paying attention to them. Nearly everyone calls while driving, nearly everyone just does what they want. I think many people told me here, this is the Korean way. You just need to have your aim, your target in sight, and just go straight to it. And you don't care about other people around you, you just mesh your way around. And I think it's a little bit dissimilar when it comes to the road. When Korean cars turn, they just don't look if there are other cars, they just vroom. And if you happen to stand there, then well, game over for you. And same goes for motorcycles. There's a hell lot of food delivery in Seoul, and because of that you have so many motorcycles with food on their back just driving around, and everyone wants to go to their customer really fast because they don't want to piss them off, they just want to get their job done. And at most points they don't even drive on the road. They just, oh hey, there's my customer, I just ride on the sideway one now, and all these pedestrians will go out of the way, right? For me, I'm a person, I always listen to music. I have these big headphones here, so I don't hear anything around me, and I just want to enjoy my music while taking like a 20 minutes walk. But in Korea this is really difficult, because you constantly don't know, is there a motorcycle behind you? Is there a car coming now? And it's just dangerous. Here's another example. In Korea, on road crossings for pedestrians, you have of course the red light and the green light, but when it's green and it goes red, it starts blinking 10 seconds before it turns red again, to indicate to the pedestrians, hey, be careful, in 10 seconds this light will turn red and then you cannot cross anymore. Makes sense, I guess. So when I was in Japan, I knew that I have 10 seconds and I can just slender over the road and just be in time on the other side. But in Korea, when the green light starts blinking, most cars slowly approach slowly start driving to just make sure they're the first one to go over. And because of that, many times it happens that once it starts blinking, the cars just drive. And if you're on the road and they like put their horn on it, and you just think, what the hell's going on? I have a green light. Why do you bother me? Something like this. Of course, then me again with my headphones, I think, oh yeah, I have time, I can just go over to the other side. I still have like 5 seconds or something, and I know I can do it. But all these cars are approaching and slowly blocking the road crossing, and at some point you just, oh shit, is it already red? Well, what is going on? At least my impression might be different for you, again. And my last point on this list for today, something related to traffic, are buses. While the metro in Seoul is pretty good, I think, it always comes on time, buses are a little bit different. In Seoul, all buses have GPS chips installed. So when you go to a bus stop, the bus stop has like this different calculation from the position of the bus and the bus stop, and it estimates the number of how many minutes you might have to wait. Sounds good, right? But the thing is, in Korea, at least that's what a friend told me, bus drivers are paid for rounds they make, like from one end to the other end. And because of that, they want to go really fast and really do as less stops as possible. So when you're waiting, me as a pedestrian, I'm waiting at the bus stop, and I see my bus is coming, and it's just driving by, and I'm thinking, what the hell, why is the bus not stopping and picking me up? And then my friend explained me, yeah, you need to wave your hand, like for a taxi, to indicate to the bus driver that you want to go in. If you don't do that, the bus driver thinks that you don't want to go in and just drives by because he wants to get his round really fast and then get some money, of course. So this is just something you need to really get used to it, because everywhere I went to, I always knew that the bus will stop if he sees me. But I guess in Korea, because most bus stations have like 5 different bus numbers coming at the same time, like share the station, then of course some people wait for another bus than you do, and the bus driver has no idea who wants to go in. And in the worst case, he will stop, open the doors, no one goes in, no one goes out, and he closes and just wasted like 20 seconds of his life. Something like this. Definitely something I still need to get used to, but most of the time I'm taking the train anyway, so yeah. And that's it already. These are my 8 points about Seoul I personally don't like. Then again, I'm only here for 1 month. It might be changing in the future. More points might come. Some points might go away. I don't know. This is just my first impression about living in Seoul. And I thought it would be a cool idea to share it with you. Anyway, what do you think? Do you live in Seoul? If yes, what is your impression about what I just said? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'm really curious, because maybe I just misunderstood some things. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I see you in the next one. Peace.